And now that I've identified all of my areas that I'm interested in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Fibonacci tool. My Fib tool tells me what direction, pullback, exit I need to be looking at. Can y'all believe it is June 1st? Time has flown, right? Half of the year is almost gone, right? So let's get on track with this trading. All right, so today I'm gonna take a look at EURUSD, and I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna do a multiple time frame analysis, and then from there, we're gonna see if there's any setups on this pair. Right, so I am starting off on the monthly time frame, and for those of you guys who are not familiar, multiple time frame analysis simply means that I'm going through. I am taking a look for high probability areas where price could reverse. And so those are swing lows, swing highs, i.e. support and resistance. I am using a platform that allows me to identify if I have selected those areas correctly. And so you'll see support 1, 1.01768, support 2, 0.95352. We're going to check the resistance. And it's still picking up the old resistance, but we have a new high that looks to have been formed. So I'm not going to catch that here. You'll see resistance 2, resistance 3, resistance 4. We picked up. I'm not going to go beyond 4 just because this is a monthly time frame. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go down to the weekly, and I'm going to pick up my new high on the weekly. We're going to double click that. We're going to turn that blue, our weekly color. And then I am going to pick this up. And although right now the system will not identify this as a low, we technically have the definition of a swing low. Low center candle, 2 to the left and right that are higher. That's a swing low. Now, if you need a crash course in understanding swing lows, swing highs, all of that good information, make sure you visit the no-cost mini course. It is going to provide some valuable, useful information, and that way you'll understand my analysis just a little bit better. So I've picked those up, and I think I'm good on the weekly. I'm gonna double check. We got our low, low, low. We're good. So system did not pick this up, as I mentioned, right? Because technically the market is still closed. Once the market opens, that will be our new low. So now I'm going to let me make sure I didn't miss anything up top. I'm going to check the smart resistance, and I did miss one. So we'll grab it there, and I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go down to the daily, and we're going to do the same thing again. So I'm going to pick this up. We'll turn it our daily color, which is red. And I'm going to pick up this second level as well. We got a low here. We'll save that. And then I'm looking for my next low. It's not going to be till here. We'll pick up one more low here. And then I think I'm good. So I'm going to go down to the 4. And then guess what I'm going to do? The same thing I just got done doing, but on the 4 hour. We're going to turn this to our 4 hour color, which is going to be gray. And I'm going to pick this level up right here. I'll grab this right here. And then I can't count this as a low yet, but I can count the one before that, which is going to be here. And that's not a low. This is a low. And I think because this is a weekly level, I think I'm good here, right? So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to just make sure we got a support level here. Support, support, support. We're good. I'm going to turn this off. We're going to go smart resistance. We got a level here. I missed one. Thank goodness for smart trader. Okay. So now I'm good. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go back to my monthly time frame. And now that I've identified all of my areas that I'm interested in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Fibonacci tool. My Fib tool tells me what direction, pullback, exit I need to be looking at. And I measure it from my most recent significant action, right? So my most recent significant action that I can get a fib to deploy on is this low here. We formed a monthly level of support. I'm going to deploy it. We have an A low. We had a B high. We had a 50% pullback that formed a monthly and a weekly level of support. We've also got some daily levels of support in there too. So it's red to red, green to green, blue to blue, black to black. My D extension is going to be at 1.25, I think that is. And I'll double check it. We're going to label it. We're going to say monthly D extension. If I can spell today, y'all, I think that's right. All right, so now I'm gonna leave this up, right? Because when I log in, I want to take a look at all of my time frames. And so I'm gonna have a chart for the monthly, I'm gonna have a chart for the weekly. As long as it warrants it, I'll have charts for all of these. So this is my weekly level. This is the low that we measured from on the higher time frame. This fib is complete. A low, B high. We got a 38.2 pullback. We hit the D extension a month ago, right? This was back at the end of April. We hit the D extension. We got a swing high, which is that 5 candle formation we talked about before. And right now it looks like price is retracing, right? So on the weekly, we have an active fib where the D extension is at 124. However, we have 2 monthly levels of resistance before then. And I'm more inclined to believe that we're going to get a swing low here. We are. So when the market opens, this will be a low on the weekly, which is why I marked it, right? System didn't recognize it. But what we got going on is the potential. I'll show you what I think we may see is that we may break through these levels, this daily level, weekly. And then you see that our 118, 127 is right at this monthly level at 119. So we could see price push up to that high before a potential move to the downside for this fib, right? For this 618 or 38.2. We might spike down. I don't know. Or the alternative is that the fib breaks through this monthly level and completes at the 1124. But for right now, all I'm interested in is what's happening right now and how can I take advantage of what the market has going on. Mello wants to get in on the analysis. Now, he ain't been bothering with me all morning. As soon as I get to recording, guess who over here in my face? Mello. All right. So I'm going to get rid of this fib because this tells me nothing, right? We've got a low that took out that A. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the fib. I'm going to click below the last low. This is what we got going on now. We have several fibs that have completed and played out. Our most recent one sits here with a low of 12968, it looks like, and a high of 10957. We pulled back a shallow retracement. We hit a D extension that was in April. And so right now, what's happening? Price is retracing, right? So in the higher time frame, price is retracing. We've hit the 50% fib. We formed a weekly level of support. And let me back up. This was a A low, a B high, a shallow retracement right up under the 118, 127, stalled out, came back, hit the 50% retracement level, formed a level of support at the weekly, and now it looks like we would think that price would be continue to move to the upside, but this is on the daily, right? So I am more so interested. I'm gonna mark this off though, and I don't think I carried down the other 2 levels. I didn't. So I'm gonna do current leg, daily, D extension. And we'll save that. All right. So I'm going to leave this as is. And actually, let me make sure I carry this down. We're going to link this to the lower time frame. And then I'm going to make sure this should be linked. If I got it twice, that's okay. All right. So now, because we hit that D extension on the other side, I do want to take a look. And I want to look at it from the 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click below the last high, We have no active fibs here. So what I'm going to do is move over to my next high. I can't get a fib here. Now, if I was to project and draw it out, I do my swing high. I do my low. We need a whole nother candle to form above this low in order for this to be considered a low. And I'm going to mark this off. Now, I'm going to go down to the hour to see what it is that I get. But this is where I think we may land up. Let's see what we got going on. And what I'm doing is I went A high, B low, the potential for a 618 pullback, right? And for a push down for about, what is this? From where price sits today, about 90 pips or so. All right. So now I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to go down to the hour. And then I'm going to deploy the fib from the high. And mine is a little bit more aggressive. So it's measuring from a lower time frame, the extension as a swing low. So this is A high, B low, 618 pullback. D extension for the hour sits at 112822. So I'm going to mark this off, 1 hour D extension. And so on my 1 hour, I use purple. And then this was the 4 hour D extension. So we're going to use gray, 4 hour D extension. And we'll save. All right. And that is it. So now what I'm going to do is I don't know. You could trade this if you wanted to, right? You could drill down to the 15, find a potential entry, all that good stuff. But what I'm really interested in is I want to see this to the upside, right? I want to see this move for the buy. We still have an active fib, on this leg of price that sits outside of, we're going to mark this up. Hold on. This is the 4 hour D extension, a 4 hour current leg D extension. So we'll save that. That's what I want to see, right? And if I want to bring it down even more, if I want to get what's happening just right now, our D extension for this move. So assuming we get this pullback, I'm going to draw my swing high. Somewhere in this zone, right? Falls into 618. And I'm going to carry this to the upside. So this assumes that we break through these levels here, these daily levels. Now, what I would do if I'm playing the buy, I'm taking partial close at 114. What is this? 1141. And letting the rest ride, moving it into profit so that it's a no risk trade for me. And if it turns the other way, I still collect something off of it, but I probably will take majority off the table here just because we got these significant levels. Now it's very possible that price could break through these levels to finish out this sequence of the move to the upside, this fib to the upside. So this is what I'm thinking. How I would set this up is I would place my stop loss. I'm going to put it right in the middle of these two zones. I'm going to put it right below the 4 hour support level. And then I am going to move this to the upside. And we're going to turn this green because that's our take profit zone, right? And I did that wrong. This one should be green. This one should be light green. All right. So essentially what I'm saying is I believe that there's going to be a drop first and then we will move to the upside. So I am interested in a trend line from, nope, not interested in that. I'm going to go from the second touch. Because if we cross below here at any point, this to me means that we may be moving for the sale. So I'm going to place this above. Oh, it's giving me the first one. Okay, so I'm not going to do this at all. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't need one to the downside because I'm not taking the sale. I am waiting on this buy opportunity. And the way that this is set up right now with the stop loss that we have I have a 72 pip stop loss with the potential to gain 228 pips. So that is that's over 3-1, right? So the risk is 3-1. And I know some of y'all don't like my larger stop losses, but if you want to try to get more tight with it, you can. I don't recommend it. I think that your stop loss should be placed below the last low, which is also right under a 4-hour level of support. That's the safest way to trade and to give the trade room to breathe. So that is my thought on EURUSD. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. How are you playing this? Are you taking the sale, or did you get into the sale last Friday or Thursday? Leave it below. And if this video was somewhat helpful to you, or helpful at all in any way, consider giving it a thumbs up. And then if you're like Kaci, I like the way you look at the charts. You make it simple and easy to follow. Make sure you consider subscribing to the channel, as I try to put out videos on a pretty consistent basis. All right. So that concludes our analysis for the week. I hope to see you guys back here next weekend, and I hope that you have a week filled with many, many, many pips. Have a good one. Bye.